Rated E-CDO News Update. Gipanguluhan ni Vice Governor o Presiding Officer Jigjag Pilayes ang sangguniang panalawigan sa Misamis Oriental nagpahigayon og usa ka committee meeting as a whole niadtong milabay Miyerkules, Pebrero 19. Tumong sa maong meeting ang usa ka inquiry sa Provincial DILG ang mga pangutana kabahin na sa protocol sa sangguniang panlalawigan. Gi-question sa majority block ang parliamentary procedures o internal rules nga gi-impose ni Vice Governor Pilayes nga matud pa wala makalatid sa rules and guidelines sa Department of Interior and Local Government. Kahinumduman nga sa mga milabayng simana, gidid-an ang sakop sa prensa sa pagkuha og video o record atol sa regular session sa sangguniang panlalawigan sa Misamis Oriental diin gisupak kini sa kadaghanan ilabi na gyud sa majority block sa sangguniang panlalawigan sa Misamis Oriental. Ingon mo usab ang Cagayan de Oro Press Club. Usa sad sa mga lakang giimpusar ni Vice Governor Pilayes mao ang proper dress code sa pag-attend sa session ngadto sa mga katawhan nga gusto maminaw sa maong sesyon. Matud pa ni Board Member Dexter Yasay nga wala nay katungod ang mga kabustang kaigsunan nga mulantaw sa regular session kay dili maayo ang ilang pamistih. Sad nini ang pagtaod sa proper ID kung mutambong ikaw sa maong sesyon. Ni Board Member Buboy Sabal nga nakalapas kini sa katungod sa atong kinabag-ang katauhan nga gustong mutambong ug maminaw sa regular session. Ang session hall usa kini ka public place nga pwede tambungan sa kinabag-ang katauhan nga gustong maminaw o mulantaw unsaon pagpanday sa mga balaudnon alang sa kinabag-ang katauhan sa Misamis Oriental.
Committee as a whole by Honorable Board Member Nancy Supini Matos, because as a new member taking sa Panlalawigan, this is my first term, so it's been more or less 8 months that I have been a member of this institution. I just wanted to some clarification simply because traditionally there are parliamentary practices that's being done previous sanggunian. And there are also practices for the employees which I need to clarify. And that's the reason why last year, I think in the month of July or August, I offered the ad hoc committee for review, investigation to conduct an inquiry regarding the operation of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan and as well as the budget and the operation of the 17th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, because there are a lot of gray areas that I think it should be reviewed. For example, the Vice Governor, the incumbent presiding officer, the incumbent Vice Governor issuing such memoranda which contradicts, as earlier said by the Honorable Board Member Buboy Sabal. And there are also violations, and I would like to address that also to the Civil Service Commission. I think we can call it as a special treatment of some employees. It is being an unfair practice of the presiding officer with due respect to our provincial board secretary and some other employees. In fact, I filed a collegial resolution to file a case to name a few of the 6 employees in particular, and also a case to be filed against the provincial board secretary and even to the vice governor, simply because there are issues that's not being resolved in this institution. And I heard some murmuring or some chismis outside the plenary that being a majority, we might exploit the so-called majority. I think it's not a question of exploitation. Myself is a member, honestly, a member of Partido Panayang Pilipino. And not all of us here are member of Panay Filipino, only 4 of us here. But we are being considered as a majority because we, as part of our counterpart provincial board member, discuss to commonly approve things that is being needed to address the needs of our constituent in Misamis Oriental. But then again, the word exploited, I think being the majority, being a member of the majority, hindi na siguro sa irresponsable na among kasagdan at atungod. And come to think of it, that is being requested by the executive department for as long as we see it is rightful and righteous for the people, we agree on it. On some point we discuss, on some point we disagree. But it should never be an issue that the decisions, majority's decision is being overruled by one person in the person of the Vice Governor. The 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is an independent body and it could not be dictated by one person alone. And that's the reason why I'm very thankful this committee as a whole, so that together with the local finance committee, together with the invited agencies to give opinions. I know that that opinion, if there's a jurisprudence, it could be implemented, but at this such time, our inquiries will never be resolved. We will go to legal remedies simply because dilipas at mga abogado. Pero one thing for sure, we are here, we are elected by the people to serve them. Not by just issuing any memorandum and giving favor to some employees. And I think after our opening statement, we will be discussing because I have all the documents that I can present. Hindi rin tumutubo. This is the documents that I have kept as being a legislator in aid of legislation, so that in various agencies that's being invited to shed light, we can come up an ordinance specifically designed para wala na ibubot, wala na misunderstanding, and hopefully each one of us as a member of the provincia of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan would be old enough, mature enough to understand what is the meaning of internal rules of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. It is being discussed, it is being presented, and it is being duly approved. And I think nobody among ourselves opposes that particular internal rules, as I could remember when it was presented in this institution. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All the members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan are present. It is being moved and seconded without any objection. Therefore, no, sa ako pa mawalay ni supa, ni butar kanan. Eh, wala may objection. And then when the budget came out, the Vice Governor and the 2 members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan refused to sign because nakulo sila'y mga question sa mga budget. Tinood, kaya during the deliberation, ano na sila'y mga question. Pero during the votation and the motion for approval, wala silang motibo, amot lang kung sa initabo. Number 1. And number 2, adunay usa ka resolution recognizing the Honorable Alan Mandukita to be the PMR member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And then, i-recommend sa DILG, i-recommend sa NCIP. Ang papel lamang sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan mao ang pagrekognisa ni Alan Mandukita nga mahimong membro sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Adunay motion, duly seconded. Wako ka nakalimot ko kung doon na may objection, pero na-aprobahan. Ipirma Vice Governor sa minutes, including the deliberation of the budget. The Vice Governor signed the minutes approving the budget, and then in the second and in the following session, in the Alan Mandukita's case, the Vice Governor also signed the minutes of the meeting. And then when the resolution come, wala sa gobyerno. Hinunduman nato nga doon na sa unang paragraph sa resolution ng ingon, excerpt from the minutes of the meeting. Sa ato pa kung amot, inisakto ba kaya kung binisaya nang ikuha or gibunlot dito sa meeting, may gibutang dito sa resolution sa ato pa, what transpired during the minutes, nagibutang dito sa resolution, wasa mo perma. And then another amendatory ordinance is being passed 3 weeks ago, still in ordinance number 1456. No, hindi gyapon mo yun ang Vice Gobernador. Siya gyapon ang nag-preside during sa deliberation and during the motion and during the it's being duly seconded. Kung doon na tayo objection, wala akong makalimot. No, kung makapagpasayo din eh. Pero, kahit ako, manipasar. Tungkol kay gibutaran man sa majority, sama nag-apon ka na mo, ganiya kawin kami karoon din eh. Tungkol kay gibutaran kami sa majority. No, di pasar. Perma sa minutes ang Vice Gobernador, pag-abot sa ordinansa nila sa siyang perma, kay supak siya, o iswat-swatan pa yun ang the last portion of the ordinance with this person that I object with this ordinance. Parang tanako, di naman tingali ko tanong, tigulang naman tingali ko, pero namin mas tigulang dali. No? Sa mayroon, no? Taw-taw na sa kung ang membro sa Sangguniang ay sa in any local legislative body. Happy na mga po kung may pinatuin. No, I'm being a vice mayor of this Sangguniang Panguloso of Imo. Whenever there is an ordinance or a resolution, kung palitan na during that session ako ang preside, I will inhibit on that portion so that I cannot sign the ordinance. No, inhibit na ko. Aron na, ipakita na ko na on that matter, mandaan na ako nga dunay objection. Pero may hitabo din nag-preside, siya nag-preside, approve, tugtog sa matter, and then during on that portion of that ordinance, hindi mo perma. Wala ka na akong natihalaan or para ako dili maayo nga usa ka practice. Kaya mo na itong himduman na in every local legislative body, tinala na ang mayorya mo yung matuman. Kung ang akong gusto dili masunod, kung pasensya ka kay gawin o the majority man. Wala na naman, salamat kayo, especially nga diyan ang DILG, sila mga ang may unang matod pa nga mo sulbad din no tinuod man no ang giingon kaganina nga kung panalitan dili masulbad dili o dili masulbad sa DILG mo ato pa kani sa daghan pa mga puro para nako insakto kay ang serbisyo nato sa katawhan mao may kung sa nigimon nga malangan especially during the last session no nga wala matuman wala madapadayon wala ka rin masugdi. Especially when lalis na who will take the minutes of the meeting. Especially nga hitabo ka to, kaya during the past session na itong usa ka ordinansa nga gikaras ka ihibutanan ng mga notes sa gobernador, anong gihanyo ang secretary who take the notes na mahimo pa pirmahin ko pero kay nagkukuha naman pirma ang gobernador and the said secretary refused to sign because nakunoy nag-ingon niya na ayaw na pirmahin kay naa naman. Wala nga, salamat kayo na niyakinino, salamat usap. I'm very thankful that the presence of the Vice Governor on this committee meeting na naakit siya even though during the passage of this resolution na wala diha ang atong Vice Governor. Salamat.
You will ask them questions.
I know, but for mutual respect, sabot na kita kung may mag-istorya, hindi mo sa bato. So, mula yung tangan ako sabot, no? Naman sila, sa ito, kung niya, kung mo magaling ako dito, itong session to after this. Sige na. Okay, anybody who wish to say something?
Mr. Chair,
We're going to very ask again.
first and foremost, my apology to the environment, but then again, this is the first subject matter that needs to be discussed. And
Before that, remember, I would like to remind the body to observe properly po. Hindi kita magkamit-kamit mga ngalan ng po.
you're the one who's elected, Mr. Chair.
It's for dancing. Hindi ko na sa Honda. Nothing names here.
Ay,
Okay, but we will do that. Let's observe properly po. Ito for
Iwaman ng I have our visitors, and I am the presiding chair, so I should be the one to guide this session. Okay, our board member is very assigned.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As I was saying a while ago, libog lang kayo sa upload because there's an issue memoranda coming from the Office of the Vice Governor. Gusto kayo una-una that there's already existing internal rules and as we manifested because of politika or because majority lead, kasi essence is demokrasya. It's always the majority wins. Kaya kung pwede pala mag-vote ng isang tao, being a democratic country, and I think we'll never be no longer in a democratic process. We'll be in a dictatorship. And let me cite that was being led by the presiding officer, the vice governor. It's a, kumbaga, kanina memoranda is more or less nakaminos sa atong mga constituency who wish to attend the so-called committee session or committee meeting. Iyon mo na describe mga tayo. Daw yung dili maka-afford ng sa tao who wish to attend the regular session of attire is being required in this memoranda, ito siya pwede mag-appeal. It's very generic. Only authorized employees. Who's employee? It's never been written here that is some of pananaligan employees. Then, they need to leave a copy of their ID. Kailangan pa sila mag-photocopy while entering this particular institution. Para sa ako, this is a null and void memoranda. Unless otherwise, it is included on the internal rules of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Isod kayo sa to, Mr. Chair, nga na guidelines. As if kami mga members sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan, hindi na makapag-istorya o huna-huna. This is a collegial body. It is it true. Manang, saan ko sa hindi makatubag ang DILG? Mas maay na lang makadungog po si Director na as part of the department here in local government. Nga, mo ni ang among simpatya. Mo ni ang among naklaruhon. Mo niya, maklaro pa sa mga agency. That one person to dictate what needs to be done in this particular regular session. Dahil, as experience, we conducted an ad hoc committee, pero dili pa-attend ang some of the employees that being invited. There's no question of the administrative authority of the Vice Governor over the employees, but not over us. We are also elected by the people. If the Vice Governor wishes to command as a one-man rule, he doesn't believe on the majority, better step down as a Vice Governor. Well, for me personally, I have my own Vice Governor. But I respect the decision of the majority of the voters in the province. That's the reason why he's sitting as the Vice Governor. There's nothing that I can do about it. Pero pagkabot nila, hindi niya paminahon ang voices of the majority of the member, I think it's very ironic. Nandaog me because we are being chosen by the people. Kung nakikita o ganit ikanahan, huwag may mahimo. Because it is written in the Constitution. And the Constitution of the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is our internal rules. Dahil one instance, for the consumption of everybody, whatever is being discussed and decided upon by the Sanggunian, and if it is agreed and being practiced, is already a parliamentary practice. Unless otherwise reversed by the two-thirds or majority member of the Sanggunian. But here comes the presiding officer ruling again what already being a precedent previously that is being practiced by the previous Sanggunian and by practiced by our 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. For me, this memoranda is not applicable during regular session unless otherwise it is included on the internal rules. I will never resort, lastly, on legal matters, but I will never respect this memoranda. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Siguro na kayo na kay tubag-tubag niya. Kaysa mga isipin sa abot na niya kagtas. Mo lang yung nakadaot ninyo. Respeto ta kamo lahi sa nanging estilo.
Mr. Chair, can we
Kaya sa lagi mo ito ganahan.
My request is,
Kaya
can we continue?
Pagsabot mo yata ito na sesyon. Amo na kayo natingon.
I just replied to
Lagi ayo sa magpipay. Hindi kayo magpipay sa itong comment. Dilagyan, di mo question na din na matubak pa kayo. Parang sunod. Amo ba na sa board member, Sapal, please.
Thank you
Sa
for
isa
the,
lang para masama.
thank you for the recognition, Mr. Chair. Karon, nakita ninyo sa DILG, Civil Service, DBM, OWA, on how we behave even on a committee level. Why? Because of our refusal to recognize and follow, again, I will go back to what we agreed and signed. That's all. First of all, let me lay out my premise. The chair would always promote that we have rules to follow. Nobody argues with him on that point. That is why, under the local government code, which he provided for as his basis in the issuance of the Memorandum 77, Vice Law, it provides, and I quote, I beg for your indulgence. In the formulation of Resolution number 02-2019, it provides, Section 50 of the Local Government Code provides that the Sanggunian has an inherent power to approve and adopt its own internal rules of procedure for the proper discharge of its legislative functions and maintenance of good order. That's what you said. Nobody will ever question that, Mr. Chair. Second, it also provides in Section 131 of our internal rules, page 37, and I quote, Section 131, the pertinent provisions of the Local Government Code of 1991 will serve as a suppletory authority of the Sanggunian insofar as they are not contrary to its own rules and standing orders. That is why we came up with this. I was astounded, Mr. Chair, on the last page, but the first 2 pages of your memorandum, and I would like to address this to Engineer Marisha Naibe, and then Mr. Chair, sa imo lang i-address ko I will address this to DILG. Before I ask the question to DILG, Engineer, your legal officer was invited. Is he here? Is he or she here? Secretariat, was the invitation served? Ma'am, may we know his presence or her presence? Your legal officer.
I was not able to contact our legal officer, sir. It was, I'm sorry, but I just arrived today from an official travel, but I was informed that there is this query of Sanggunian, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Engineer. Secretariat, what is the update on that? I want to know if they received the letter of invitation and did you follow up? I'd like to call the Mr. Chair with your permission, Mr. Louis Morales was in charge.
Louis will be answer that.
Louis, what's the update of this one?
Good morning, sir. Yesterday, I personally delivered the letter to the Honorable Instruction of Court Member may have to request the attendance of the legal officer. And per my discussion with the legal officer and the person of Attorney Fender Lubata, she told me that the opinion as read by board member Dexter Yasay would suffice and would actually reaffirm the position of DILG regional officer. So their presence for today's committee's hearing is of no point.
That is their opinion. But their presence is appreciated, supposed to be.
Yes, sir. I reiterated the content of the invitation.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, because of the non-appearance, I would like to call the attention and make a resolution on the next regular session regarding the non-appearance of the legal officer of DILG Regional Office. I would like also to take note of Provincial Director Naive's opinion with regards to that. Going back to Mr. Chair, Engineer Naive, for your information, and I don't know what's the basis for this opinion of the regional director, but I believe he was given a copy of the said memorandum. I should assume that. And I hope that as attached with this memorandum, this is not only two pages, but 3 pages. As I have said, on the first 2 pages, as what Board Member Nancy Matos has said, that this is a duplication of what is reflected in the local government code and in the internal rules. It might not be word for word reflected in the internal rules, but it is already provided for in the internal rules. So I agree with the opinion of Board Member Nancy Matos that this is a duplication. But questions arise on the 3rd page. Director Naive, please note, if you do not have a copy, officially, I will give you a copy because it provides, and I quote, this is the opinion of the signatory in the person of the Vice Governor. It says, in view of the requirements of law, please be guided of the following. His basis is the first 2 pages. Item A, it says, no ordinance or resolution shall be moved and passed during privilege hour. Passing an ordinance or resolution during the privilege hour is not in accordance with the provisions of Article 107 of the Local Government Code. Granting without admitting that it is under the Local Government Code, but do you know that it is in the internal rules as reflected? Let me refer to my notes. As reflected in section 67, or 68 rather, page 24. Page 24, it provides, and I quote, section 68, exemptions. These exemptions, as a referral, is an exemption to the general rule under Rule 12 in the steps preparatory to call a measure. Section 68 provides for, when any measure is proposed by a committee, which means during a committee hearing, such as this one, or an offshoot of a privileged speech of any member, the same shall not undergo the procedure aforementioned, but shall immediately be placed in the calendar of activities. In my humble opinion, item A, engineer, runs counter to what the chair is telling the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. So on that item, on that issue, which is which? That is why the question of or arguments arose, because the Sangguniang Panlalawigan as a collegial body would always want to follow the internal rules, because if I will give you again officially a copy of our internal rules, this is signed by practically more than a majority of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, more importantly, by the Vice Governor. So, pangutana ko, pahaman ani. Nagpirma siya sa usa ka memorandum na dili pwede mupasa o ordinansa o resolution during privilege hour. Kunya nasa among internal rules, exception ka na pwede maghimo og resolution o ordinansa. So which is which? I am not yet finished, Board Member of the
Please.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. On that first issue, wala na. Hindi na ito magkuhan. That is why Board Member Nancy Manhos was harping about aman ang consistency ani. The bottom line, ma'am, that is why you are here with DBM and civil service, because there are employee issues why civil service is here. But before that, DILG. Because this question, before it goes to court, will go to you. Will go to you, to your office now. Before the regional director. Why, ma'am? Ano ang naningaksyonan? Kay dili na mo gusto mahitabo. Ang nahitabo sa previous session na wala ni nabuhat. Do you know that 3 mayors called me up trying to follow up their resolutions and ordinances which needed, badly needed. Kaya na sila deadlines. But sad to say, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan was not able to act on it because of an issue of who will sit in the secretariat. But it's clear in the internal rules by a vote of the majority. Why? Mamutana mo, ma'am, ngano naglalis ni sa secretariat kasi mag-take down sa minutes and officially sign the minutes together with the vice governor or the presiding chair. Ngano? 1, the board secretary has now been declared as persona non grata. As a matter of fact, 2 resolutions were issued against him. The second resolution even provides prohibiting him to affix his signature in any legislative document, including the notice of hearing or meeting in the regular session. But up to now, ma'am, do you know, he still signs the notice of hearing, the agenda, even the minutes. Isn't that a blatant error on his part? I thought he is a lawyer. Even the resolution declaring a persona non grata, which provides prohibiting him affixing his signature, wala pa gani ma-release. Wala pa gani ipagawas. I don't know. Siguro, wala pa mapirmahan sa BC Gobernador. I don't know why. But that in itself, for us, even without the signature of the presiding chair, for as long as the majority has already signed the said resolution, that resolution is already effective and valid. But why? Because of the insistence of one person not to sign it, dili na mapasa, mauna akong pangutan, ma'am. Why an act, a refusal to sign a legislative document approved by the majority, ngano by the refusal to sign by the presiding chair, dili man mugawas. Dili gani mugawas sa opisina sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan Board Secretary. Ano kung pangutan, ma'am?
What happened was that you sent a letter to the region and you sent a letter to the province. So, two offices, you sent the query to the offices in Susi region, nagtubag siya. But anyway, sir, I would like to request you to put, as Kagawad Bandusan said, she will refer it to higher office of the DILG. The second issue I would like to cite Section 50 of Book 1, Title 2 of the Local Government Code, which is precisely the formulation of your IRP. I would like to remind all the members that in the first regular session following the election of the members of the Sanggunian and within 90 days thereafter, the Sanggunian concerned shall adapt or update your existing rules of procedure. Letter B, the rules of procedure shall provide for the following: the organization of the Sanggunian and the election of its officers, as well as the creation of the standing committees, which shall include, but not shall be limited to, the Committee on Appropriations, Women and Family, Human Rights, Youth and Sports Development, Environmental Protection, and Cooperatives, the general jurisdiction of each committee, and the election of the chairman and members of each committee. Number 2, the order. So nasa inyong IRP, the order and calendar of business for its session. Number 3, the legislative process which we are discussing
Yes,
and
ma'am.
arguing now.
Don't you worry, ma'am, because I will give you an official copy.
If the legislative process is in your IRP,
Then it should be followed.
it should be followed. The parliamentary procedures which include the conduct of members during session. So, parliamentary procedures which include the conduct of the members during session.
Which should be followed.
It's in the
Yes, it's here.
IRP.
Yes.
The discipline of members for disorderly behavior and absences without justifiable cause.
Yes, it's here.
In your IRP, for which they may be censured, reprimanded, or excluded from sessions, suspended for not more than 60 days, or expelled, provided that the penalty of suspension or expulsion shall require the concurrence of at least 2/3 vote of the Sanggunian. Provided further that a member convicted by final judgment to imprisonment of at least 1 year for any crime involving moral turpitude shall be automatically expelled from the Sanggunian, and the Sanggunian will adopt such other rules. So if all those things are in the IRP of the Eden Sanggunian, then you should follow your IRP.
We should follow. I'm happy to inform you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will give you a copy, official copy of our internal rules. Last question, ma'am. If you were in my position and you have read this memorandum with the order from the chair, because I am pretty sure the chair was the one who formulated this. Somebody formulated this, but he signed it, meaning he agrees with it. If you were in my position, ma'am, which will you follow? This opinion or this order or what is embodied in the internal rules?
Considering that we have to follow the local government code, there is already your IRP, then we should follow, I should follow your IRP.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Issues.
Thank you very much.
Question lang. The Vice Governor, every time issue siya o memorandum or sa pagkakatiyan, he always cited a provision in the local government code. Now, if there is a conflict between the local government code and our internal rules, which one we should follow? Para natin mamagana.
Nag-ingon nga ang Sanggunian mag-prepare and promulgate their internal rules and procedures to be followed during sa all activities of the Sanggunian.
With regards to procedural matters, pinamintigin na ang among sundon, ang among mga internal rules. How about if it is not procedural?
You are talking about decorum in the
Anyway, kung dili, if it is outside the realms of decorum or sa among session or lain ang iyang pamagpas lang ba, na kung naa sa issue which is in conflict sa among buwan.
Sige, sir. Kung aside from this one, sir, kung naay ang pauta, naa pa siya i-issue.
Outside.
Then, request the approval of the Sanggunian because the Sanggunian is one body. The Vice Governor is a member of the Sanggunian.
Thank you, ma'am. By this body. Thank you.
I beg with this. Small question. No, not from you. I will ask clarification. Okay.
Kanang makasulog sa giingon sa local government board.
Yes, my question. Thank you.
For what is being legal or not legal, pertaining in connection to the discussion, issued memorandum of Vice Governor number JGP 2020-078. Would you believe, ma'am, that it's very clear in our internal rules that the one who manages for the entire success of a session or committee should be the August body. And also, I believe, the presiding officer manages a particular regular session. But on this memoranda, somebody, the employee, as far as this particular memoranda, as their additional work or employee, stated that one of the function of the particular employees manages and oversees the entire session and committee meetings or hearings in the session hall, particularly strictly implementing guidelines of proper decorum of the session. Can the employee do that, ma'am? Over the Sangguniang Panlalawigan?
Sir, Memo 078.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I cannot answer that, but you have to.
It's not a legal opinion, ma'am, but in practical sense, can an employee manages a particular session?
Si officer in charge.
As officer in charge, may name, yung tanong pangalan na ako, in the person of Mr. Louis J. Harales. As far as
Manages and oversees the entire session and committee meetings.
can he?
Sir, before I will answer that, sir, this manages and oversees the entire session should be defined first.
Yeah, as to
So, it depends,
literally,
sir, kung saan na i-manage, not the session itself, or the whole,
let's reason, Director, there's always been a conflict, just like Memorandum 075, only authorized employee. I don't know who are this employee. There's a conflicting, I don't know if, as members
manages
of
and
Office
oversees the entire session.
Yeah.
Una, sir, I would like to ask, i-define siya. Ikaduha, I cannot respond to your question because of a very limited siya.
But the
Then, let us ask the Vice Governor na lang, what does he mean by this? Manages and oversees the entire session.
For sure, ma'am. For sure.
Some
The Vice Governor has all the reason under the sun.
An order of this session. Maayo ba kakain?
Yeah, but then
Pero
again,
it is nagbuton silang buhat ko namin, of course. Hindi mabutan ng majority.
it should be black and white, Mr. Chair, simply because it is not so simple as is issuing memoranda without further details, because this memoranda would try to insult the capacity of each and every member of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, that we cannot manage our own. See?
Di mo na ako tayo.
Lagi may score.
Wala sila dyan sa may mga lugar din eh. Muna ang pasaport.
The mere fact,
Muna ang pasaport.
Vice Go with your indulgence, ang atong mga pagsesyon nato, we are very fortunate, Director, that we have the luxury to hire individuals. But during the start, when government start governing people, those leaders assign themselves who will be the secretary. Fortunate for us today Because of the taxes of the people that they are paying, we could run an institution.